Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared12 here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Leclerc Séries 1. The Leclerc tank is a main battle tank built by Giat Nexter of France. It was named in honor of General Philippe Leclerc de Hauteclerc, who led the French element of the drive towards Paris while in command of the Free French 2nd Armored Division in World War II. The designation AMX-56, while very popular, is incorrect. The Leclerc is in service with the French Army and the United Arab Emirates Army. In production since 1991, the Leclerc entered French service in 1982, replacing the AMX-30 as the country's main armor platform. With production now complete, the French Army has 222 Leclercs and the United Arab Emirates Army has 388. During the Iron Spear exercise, October 2019, Leclerc tanks crewed by Link 6 Tactical Inter-Service Subgroup participated in inter-alliance exercise and surpassed the American M1A2 Abrams, German, Spanish, and Norwegian Leopard 2s, Italian Arete C1, and the Polish P91. So yeah, the Leclerc tank, a basically staple tank of the modern-day French ground forces military. This is their main battle tank, I guess, to the French, basically to the Americans as their M1 Abrams. So very nice tank, and nice to finally get a redesign for this very famous tank. It's been a long time since we visited it, and this redesign here definitely spruces up a very old and outdated type design. Now personally, I'm not a big fan of the Leclerc in terms of its appearance and design. I think compared to other main battle tanks, it's kind of lackluster in just kind of its flair or appearance, but it definitely is a cool tank nonetheless. And as we mentioned earlier, it does seem to perform very well, putting the M1A2 Abrams and Leopards and all that stuff, giving them a little bit of a run for their money. So yeah, really cool tank, and definitely a fun build to come back and revisit, as we don't have too much modern French stuff, and I think that they're definitely a nation that we need to explore more. As I mentioned before, this is the Series 1, so this is the basically the base model, the first version of the Leclerc to come out and see active duty service. There are plenty of other variants from here on out that have basically upgraded control systems and armor protection and all that stuff of the Leclerc over time. But yeah, this right here is intended to be the original version built in the early 90s / mid 90s. So with that, let's go ahead and kind of move in here and take a look here at the vehicle and kind of cover everything we got going on. So as you can see, pretty simple tank overall in design. It's pretty straightforward, a little boxy as well. But we have the main gun here, just like that, very standard 120mm gun. Kind of a staple of all main battle tanks. We have the whole gun breech, or I would say gun mantlet system here. We have the optics for the crew. We have a little coaxial machine gun mounted down below there. More optics and stuff like that for the crew, hatches, and a machine gun turret up here up on top for the crew to activate. We do have some extra armor mounted onto the sides here, like so, on both sides. Some side skirts, and the back here with basically the engine deck and all that stuff. And right here is basically these racks where they could put external fuel tanks and stuff like that for storage and all that stuff. Or I say storage, but like extra fuel carrying capacity and all that. But yeah, overall really cool tank, and should be a fun build to add to any of your modern day conflicts where you want to have a French military presence. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, I'm going ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a nether brick slab, like so, followed by a nether brick top slab coming off that slab like that. We're going to go then place the same thing next to it, so 2 nether brick slabs, 2 nether brick top slabs, and then we want to go and just place down 2 black shulker boxes on their sides like so. To the sides of the shulker boxes, we're going to place down an item frame and a green stained glass pane. If you're on Java Edition, we can go ahead and also place down a dark oak button on the side of that shulker box. Now that's a feature of putting the button and item frame on the side of the same block. That's only available on Java. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you will not be able to do this same feature. And if that's the case, just go ahead and place down the item frame with the green stained glass pane and disregard that dark oak button. After that though, we want to go and then place down a row of 2 of polished black stone stairs, followed by 2 directly behind them. And we're going to go and repeat this same design here, basically 2 more times. So our Black shulker boxes are item frame, green stained glass pane, and dark oak button on the side there. 2 polished black stone stairs, 2 polished black stone stairs. Again, our black shulker boxes like so. Dark oak button, item frame, green stained glass pane. And then again, right here, 2 polished black stone rows like that going across. 2 nether brick slabs and 2 nether brick top slabs like that going all the way across there. After we have that done, we want to go then take our dark oak wood top slabs, and we're going to go and place down a row of 3 going across between those nether brick slabs, so 1, 2, 3. And go into the back here, same thing, coming off those nether brick slabs there, 1, 2, 3, going across there. We then want to go ahead and fill in our space here in between for the bottom of the tank, so we're just going to go ahead and take our top slabs and just fill this in completely here on the bottom of the tank. So like that. And then after that, we're going to then place down 2 nether brick slabs here, 2 top slabs coming off the front there, then 2 black shulker boxes like so, 2 polished black stone stairs, and then a row right behind them. Same thing here. So just doing the same thing for our tracks that we've done on the other side here. I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit quicker, as I've already explained the other side in pretty good detail. But yeah, same thing on both sides here. Nothing too complex at all. So just like this, and then again our item frames here on those shulker boxes, our green stained glass panes in those item frames, and also our dark oak buttons here, if applicable. And with that all done, that right there is going to complete our basic structure here for this layer. We will be going ahead and moving into making some banners here, which will be used there for the wheels, road wheels there. So I'm going to go and grab the materials necessary, and I'll see you guys here in a sec to make those wheels. Alright guys, so to go ahead and make these banners real simple, what we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves a loom, 2 black banners, 2 black dye, and 2 green dye. We're going to go ahead and go into our loom, place our black banners in our green dye. We're going to go and split the banners in half with the green on both sides of basically on the opposite sides here of these 2 different banners. So we're going to have the green on the left side and the green on the right side, splitting those banners in half. Both these banners are going to be placed into our loom along with our black dye, and we want to go in very simply, just do a black line there through the center. And same thing over here, just a black line through the center. And we get to these 2 banners that look just like this, and very simply we're going to be placing these on the sides here of these polished blackstone stairs with the green portions facing toward each other. And this just kind of helps reinforce the design here that these are basically the road wheels on the vehicle, and kind of creates that nice spacing and all that stuff there. But yeah, that right there is pretty much it there for layer number 1, and with that we'll be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into layer number 2. For layer 2 to get started with here, we're going to place down a row of 7 of green terracotta across this front section like so. At this point, we're going to then go to the green terracotta blocks on both ends there, the 2 blocks. We're going to place down dark oak wood trapdoors, as well as item frames coming off these 2 green terracotta blocks with tripwire hooks in the item frames rotated so that they're hanging downwards like so. We then want to go ahead and go to the sides. We're going to place down a second row of 7 of green terracotta across, followed by a 3rd row, and then a 4th row. And on the ends here of these 4 rows, we're going to place down a row of 4 of mossy cobblestone walls along the side there. We then want to place down another row of 4 going across, and then a green stained glass pane on both ends of this row. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 7 going all the way across, and then we're just going to take dark oak wood trapdoors and place them down on the sides here, and we're going to go ahead and close them so that they sit flat against our siding. So like that. And then on the back here, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood upside down stair to both sides, and then a row of 5 of green terracotta across in between. After that, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood sign on the sides here of these stairs, and then another row of 5 of green terracotta across the center. After that, we want to go then place down a green shulker box on their sides like so. Item frames coming off the shulker boxes like that. Cobwebs in those item frames. And then again, if you're on Java, we can go ahead and place down a dark oak wood button there on the sides of the shulker boxes. If not, we will go ahead and just leave with the item frame as we had it. We're going to go then place down 2 nether brick stairs on top of these top slabs. And on the back here, we're going to place down an item frame on those first stairs on the outside. In those item frames, we're going to place down red beds, rotate them so that the pillow is facing toward the inside here. And again, if you're on Java, we'll place a dark oak wood sign over the front there of the stair. We then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the front here of these 2 stairs like so. And then a row 3 of green terracotta across in between, followed by a tripwire hook to both sides, and then a zombie head there directly in the center. With that all complete, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 2. Looking at it from above, this is what we should have for the top-down view with this layer complete. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to get started with, here we're going to take our daylight detectors, and we're going to go ahead and just place down a row of 7 all the way across the front here. We then want to place down our item frame on these 2 daylight detectors here, white beds in those item frames, and rotate them around so they're facing toward the insides, followed by a dark oak wood sign on the side there of those item frames, like so. After that, we're going to then place down a row of 7 of dark oak wood slabs across, and then after that, we're going to then place down a row of 7 of dark oak wood stairs across. At this point, taking our green terracotta and following the same trend, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 7 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 7 after that. To the sides here of the first row of green terracotta, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall and then a green stained glass pane directly after it on both sides. We then want to go ahead and place down a zombie head, or 2 zombie heads rather, on top of these 2 mossy cobblestone walls on both sides like so. After this, go ahead and continue on, taking our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 7 across after that row is 7 between the glass panes. We're going to then place down a second row, a third row, a fourth row, and we're going to keep on going, a fifth row, a sixth row, 7th, and our last one, an 8th row of 7 of green terracotta going across. After that is done, over here on the right side, and the right side only, we're going to place down 3 ladders here on the side of the tank. Left side we're just going to leave as is. After that, we want to go ahead and take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 7 of dark oak wood upside down stairs across the back here. So like so. On the corners here, or actually just to say the right side, we're going to place down an item frame, and in that item frame we're going to place down an iron bar, followed by a dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair. Over on the left side, it's going to be slightly different. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished black stone stair, like so, followed by a dark oak wood sign coming off the side of the stair, right there, and also this stair. And we're going to then place down an item frame on top of that stair with a black stained glass pane in the item frame like that for basically the exhaust there. After that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate there directly in the center, and we're going to then take dragon heads and place down 2 dragon heads on both sides of that fence gate like that for basically the holders there of what would be the external fuel barrels if they were included on the build. But yeah, anyways, that right there is going to basically complete what we have there for layer number 3, and with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into layer 4. Layer 4 is where things start to get a little interesting. We have the asymmetrical turret we start to get into and all kinds of stuff. So to get started with this, best thing to do is to go ahead and go to our center here. This second row is 7 here after those stairs. We're going to go and place down a green terracotta block there in the center. We then want to go and go 2 green terracotta blocks, 2 green terracotta blocks out to the right side, and then to the left side here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall and then a green terracotta block. So just make sure you take that into account there, the difference there. We're going to place down a chain coming off this mossy cobblestone wall, as well as a row of 1, 2 dark oak wood top slabs coming off that green terracotta block there, followed by 2 cut sandstone top slabs, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dark oak wood top slabs, and then a polished blackstone top slab on the end there. We then want to take our dark oak wood signs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of this top slab to both sides, and go ahead and grab some birchwood signs. We're also going to place down 2 birchwood signs on the sides here of these 2 sandstone top slabs. So just like that. After that, we then want to go ahead and place down a item frame, which will be going directly on top of this green terracotta block to both sides. Or actually, sorry, only on the right side here. So the right side like so. And then also in this space, we're going to go ahead and grab green stained glass panes, and we're just going to place down 1 and 2 in that space there. And then 1 green stained glass pane to both sides, like so. Now, after that's done, we're going to then place down a spruce wood trapdoor right here, followed by a zombie head on top of the stair. And we actually want to delete this dark oak wood fence, or sign, I should say. And we're going to then place down a flower pot It's space like that to both sides for basically the little viewports that would pop up there for the driver. Now after this, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 5 across, like so, and then a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides of that row of 5. We then want to place down a row of 7 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 7 directly after that. We're going to go then place down a row of 5 across, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair to both sides, and coming off those stairs, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks. This time it's going to be followed by a row of 1 and 2 dark oak wood top slabs to both sides, and again, same thing like as before, a dark oak wood sign to both sides. And then lastly, we're just going to place down a row of 7 of dark oak wood top slabs going all the way across there, followed by 1, 2, 3 daylight detectors down the center, 1, 2, 1, 2 polished blackstone, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we're just going to go ahead and surround the polished blackstone square there with daylight detectors to go ahead and form this here for the back of the vehicle. After that is all complete, that right there is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 4. Taking a look at it from the top down view, this is what we should have, and that right there will finish off that layer. With that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 5. For layer 5 to start with, we're going to place down wither skeleton skull on top of that slab there, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green carpet, or sorry, actually 3 green carpet back, then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and then 1 and 2 birchwood trapdoors, followed by what will be 1 and 2 daylight detectors, like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block here in the center, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall over to the left side, like so. Once we have that done, we're going to go then grab ourselves a green shulker box, and over here to the right side, we're going to place down a green shulker box like so. Now, after we have that done, we're going to then take a dark oak wood sign, we're going to place it down on the side here of this block here, and then we're going to then place down another sign right next to it. Now, right here, you have a couple options of what you guys can do. So, depending on your version, we have a couple options of what we could do here for a viewport for the crew. Now, if you are not on Java, we can go ahead and place down a dispenser, like so, and we can have that basically be our viewport. Now, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and keep the green shulker box and then place down an item frame here between the signs and then a music disc in the item frame like that to go ahead and create that viewport. Either way will work. Obviously, this one is the preferred method, but if you are on their version, kind of a compromise there is to use what I showed before. After this, we're going to go then place down a daylight detector to both sides like so, followed by a green terracotta block here in the center, a mossy cobblestone wall here to the left side, and then a green terracotta block over here to the right side. Now, after that, we want to go then place down another green terracotta block in the center, followed by another mossy cobblestone wall back, and then this time we're going to go ahead and place down 2 green terracotta blocks to the side. So 1, 2, like that, out to the side. And this right here is going, that slab, or that space there is going to become a slab. We're also going to place down a slab here, come off this green terracotta block to the side, followed by a zombie head at a slight angle like that on top of that wall. Now over here on the left side, we want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and placing down a green terracotta block coming off this right here, a dark oak wood slab in this location, and we're going to then place down a daylight detector on top of this wall, or rather it's going to be not a wall here. This wall is going to be a green stained glass block, and then after that wall we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab like so. So after that, we're going to then take our dark oak wood stairs, and this slab here is actually going to be a stair like so, and then we're going to place down 2 stairs back from it, followed by a green terracotta block, and then a mossy cobblestone wall like so. And then over here on the right side, it's going to be a dark oak wood stair here, then a second one, and then we're going to go and then place down a green terracotta block, and then a mossy cobblestone wall. And on the very back here, we're going to go and very simply place down 2 green shulker boxes in the center and a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. We then want to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood trapdoors along those shulker boxes. Now also to the sides here on this green terracotta block and this last dark liquid stair, we're going to place down item frames there. And in those item frames, we want to place down black concrete. If you're on Java, we can go ahead and also place down a dark liquid sign on the side of the blocks there for the faces there, or cover up the item frames a little bit better, like that on the sides. Now after this, we then want to go ahead and place down a spruce wood slab located right here, followed by a dark oak stair like that, and then we want to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, and 3, just 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks over, and then a spruce wood slab. We're going to then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta blocks, then a row of 3 of green shulker boxes, and then another green terracotta block there to the sides, like that. And after that's all done, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer number 5. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our last final layers, layers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our final layers. We have layers 6 through 10. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a daylight detector on top of this green terracotta block here. And we then want to place down a dark oak trapdoor that goes back from him, or from that. We're going to then place down a redstone repeater, separate our notches apart like so. And then at this point, we want to go ahead and then place down this redstone repeater is going to be moved over one, so my bad hand, or the daylight detector, along with the dark oak wood trapdoor and also the redstone repeater. So we're just going to shift those to the side, so they should start on top of that optic box right there. Anyways, after we have that done, we're going to then place down 2 levers facing toward each other on top of those 2 green terracotta blocks, as well as a dark oak wood trapdoor on this green terracotta block, and then 2 that go across there like so. We're going to take another redstone repeater, place it on top of this green terracotta block like so. And we then want to go ahead and place down a shulker box, green shulker box on top of this green terracotta block, item frame on the side of it, and in that item frame, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a black bed, rotated so that the pillow is facing downwards. And we then want to place down a dark oak wood sign, which will be coming off the front there of this shulker box if you're on Java. Now after that, we're going to go then place down a zombie head here at about a 45-degree angle, like this, coming off the stair and the wall, and then a zombie head here just at a nice straight 90-degree angle on both sides like that. At this point, we then want to go ahead and place down a iron bar on top of these green terracotta blocks here, and we're just going to go ahead and go up with those iron bars, a total of 4 up, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of this green shulker box here in the center, and then a zombie head on top of that. And then for our machine gun, to go ahead and kind of wrap this up, we're going to go ahead and place down a anvil on top of this stair there. A wither skeleton skull coming off it toward the back. A zombie head here to the left side. Then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence gate. Fence gate coming off of it here toward the front. And then grabbing our end rod. We're going to place down an end rod. Item frame on the side here, the right side of the anvil. In that item frame, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a black bed, like so, and rotate it toward the front, followed by a dark oak wood sign on the side of the anvil. And after that is all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up my design now for the Leclerc Series 1, sometimes referred to as the AMX-56. Anyways, though, that's going to do it for this tutorial. Hope you guys do enjoy it. If you guys do end up using this design, do it so you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from a silent build, tweet to my channel or this video if this does praise social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to for a project you guys are working on. And that, again, a big thanks to all you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 214, and I'll see you guys next time.